Hey, this is your boy, Big H, coming back at you with another Freebie Tuesday. Today, I'm going to be sharing some information with you about the TASCAM Mixcast 4. Now, this is for all you podcasters out there, okay? If you're looking for that perfect piece of gear that can help you with your podcast, I think this one is it. So, with that, I'm going to share the video with you that tells you all the information about it. Make sure you have a good set of headphones on so you can hear everything, and make sure you're listening to it through some good speakers, okay? After that, you make up your mind. It's up to you. But because it is Freebie Tuesday, I will be leaving some freebies in the description box down below. There will be a link there for that. And also the link where you can get more information about the TASCAM Mixcast 4. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to share the video with you right now.
If you're a podcaster looking for an all-in-one solution to take your productions from start to finish, then this Mixcast 4 podcast station from TASCAM may be just what you need. Designed to make creating podcasts fun and super easy while providing all the versatility you'd expect from a one-stop workstation, the Mixcast 4 lets you record 4 local people simultaneously, plus 3 remote guests via Bluetooth, TRRS, and USB connections. And its flexible I/O, built-in sound effects, and proprietary TASCAM podcast editor software all combined to make it a powerful solution for all your podcasting needs. This is a really good machine for both beginners and seasoned audio pros, and I want to start by showing you just how easy it is to use, even for people new to podcasting and audio gear in general. From the moment you power on the Mixcast 4, the 5-inch touchscreen greets you with a colorful menu and a series of prompts that guide you through a 5-step process of setting up your podcast. You don't even need a manual. In fact, my unit didn't even come with a physical manual, so having this built-in guidance is a plus. Let's go through these processes together so you can see what I mean by ease of use. The first step is preparation, and on the screen you see icons for a microphone, headphones, and an SD card, informing you that these are the basic tools you will need as you prepare to start a podcast. Of course, depending on your particular podcast goals, your setup is going to be unique to you. So something that you should look for in an all-in-one podcast machine is flexible I/O for recording local and remote guests simultaneously, as well as the ability to monitor all that audio effectively. And right off the bat, I appreciate TASCAM's inclusion of 4 XLR TRS combo mic inputs, which you don't even find on some other more expensive all-in-one podcast machines. Having the ability to choose between XLR and TRS means that you can use a variety of mic options, from less expensive models that terminate to 1/4-inch TRS jacks to those that use a professional XLR connection, like this SM7B from Shure. And while these first 4 inputs can also handle line level signals, there are additional line inputs right next to them. Choose either the 2 1/4-inch jacks for plugging in an instrument when you're featuring a musical guest, like a keyboardist or guitarist, or the TRRS jack that allows you to easily mix and record phone conversations or other audio from smartphones, tablets, or additional devices that have a 3.5mm output. Clearly, there are solid input options here, so you should have no issues connecting all your gear during the preparation phase. As I already mentioned, the Mixcast 4 has the ability to incorporate 3 remote phone calls via USB, TRRS, and Bluetooth. And here's how I tested the setup during the preparation phase. I connected my iPhone XS via TRRS, paired an iPad via Bluetooth for a WhatsApp audio call, then connected a laptop via USB to the Mixcast 4 in order to accept a FaceTime audio call. Once everyone was connected, we were all able to talk and hear each other, and I was able to easily adjust the faders to ensure a nice balance for recording. The phone call quality was really clear, which is in part due to the Mix Minus technology that TASCAM built into the Mixcast 4. Mix Minus is an important function that lets callers monitor the overall mix without hearing an echo of themselves, and it's automatically engaged for calls via Bluetooth and TRRS. However, it must be manually enabled for USB calls by going into the menu and choosing Hardware Settings, Audio Settings, USB Mix Minus on. Step 2 deals with adjusting levels, and this is where you'd use the faders on the top of the Mixcast 4 to adjust the levels going to the internal 14-channel SD recorder from any of the gear you have connected to the inputs. You'll notice that just as the touchscreen provides simple, easy to read icons and instructions, the faders have illuminated numbers and icons below them that are clear and incredibly easy to understand. Faders 1 through 4 correspond to the combo XLR inputs 1 through 4, and the remaining 4 faders control levels for USB, TRRS, Bluetooth, and sound pads respectively. Speaking of sound pads, the Mixcast 4 has 8 color-coded sound pads with a bank of factory preset sounds and 64 user slots. That's 8 banks of 8. So you can easily insert included sounds like applause, heartbeat, the classic sensor bleep, and others, or incorporate your own custom audio, music, and sound effects later via Tascam's podcast editor software. You can even drag and drop the sounds from your computer when it's connected to the Mixcast 4's USB port. Keep in mind that while you can certainly adjust the levels with the faders to your liking, there is a built-in auto mixing function that will automatically set mic priority to ensure that you have a good balance between sources. On the other side of the adjust levels page, you'll see icons for the monitor and headphone knobs, which correspond logically to the dedicated monitor outs for connecting to speakers, and 4 independent headphone outputs for you and your local guests. And it's nice to be able to dial in just the right level for each local participant in your podcast. Moving on to step 3, there are clearly marked icons for recording and stop, which are pretty self-explanatory. Simply hit record when you're ready to begin recording your podcast, then push stop once you're all done. There is no dedicated physical play button, as many people tend to record their podcasts from start to finish without stopping, only to edit afterwards. But if you really needed to initiate playback to hear something you've already recorded, step 4 shows you just how simple this is. At the top left of the touchscreen is that universal 3-bar menu icon we're so familiar with from apps and other software. And pressing that will take us to a series of options, including the play icon, which lets you listen back to your previously recorded audio from the beginning. If you need to go to a specific spot along the timeline, simply hit the advanced button and drag the slider with your finger till you get to the location you desire. Very easy. Step 5 highlights Tascam's new standalone, easy-to-use podcast software, which is available free to all Mixcast 4 owners, is both Mac and Windows compatible, and provides a lot more control over processing your audio once you're done recording. For anyone who doesn't want to deal with an additional DAW in post, the podcast editor is fairly feature-packed with editing tools like splitting waveforms, combining takes, muting regions, adding fades, and more. In addition, you have access to a nice selection of built-in plugins to apply to your audio: noise gate, 4-band EQ, reverb, delay, chorus, phaser, compressor limiter, pitch shifter, and low and high pass filters. What's more, when using the software editor, you can even access your VST plugins and apply those to your audio. In general, plugins can be used during or after the recording phase, giving you the ability to shape your audio as you record it. The software also enables you to assign audio and sound effects to the internal sound pads, and it allows for smooth and easy remote track arming, giving you a lot of control without having to always physically interact with the hardware. Of course, for you more seasoned audio pros, utilizing a professional DAW is going to give you even more tools to treat and edit your podcasts exactly how you like them. You probably noticed additional buttons for Talkback, Mute, and Solo, so let's quickly go over those. Channel 1 is reserved for you, the local host, and at the top of that channel is a non-latching Talkback button, which temporarily cuts mic 1 from the stereo mix while keeping you audible to in-person guests using the local headphone outputs. This is a great way to chat behind the scenes or prep guests without interrupting the rest of the podcast. But keep in mind that as of this video, the Talkback function does not work with remote guests, so they will not be able to hear you when the button is engaged. As your podcast grows and features more guests, you'll appreciate the per channel solo and mute buttons, which not only give you control over who is heard and who isn't, but determine what gets recorded and what doesn't. For example, muting a channel will not only silence the audio to other listeners, but it will also prevent the audio from being recorded. Other cool features worth mentioning are as follows. There's a dedicated TRRS headphone output on the front of the Mixcast 4, which not only lets the host monitor audio via headphones, but enables two-way communication when using earphones with a built-in mic. Pretty cool. You can export multi-track files for further use with your DAW of choice, or choose stereo mix options with multiple file formats: WAV, MP3, or MP4, quality settings, loudness normalization to a user-specified LUFS level, and upload shortcuts. The power supply features a great locking mechanism that prevents accidental disconnection. And the overall build quality is excellent. It's rugged, the faders and knobs operate smoothly, Buttons and touchscreen are responsive, and the entire unit in general feels like it can withstand a lot of use for the long haul. I really enjoyed testing Tascam's new Mixcast 4. It definitely lives up to its billing as a one-stop podcasting workstation for beginners and seasoned pros that is user-friendly, versatile, and chock full of features to take your podcast from conception to finalization. For more info on the Mixcast 4 or other great Tascam gear, visit bhphoto.com. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. This is AB, and I'll see you next time.
Wow. All I have to say is wow. Do you need much more than that for your podcast? I'll tell you, it is amazing. Anyway, with that, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment. Definitely subscribe though. The more people I can reach, the more people I can teach, okay? I will leave a link down below to all the freebie plugins that I have for you. These plugins are great. I use them all the time. And I know you're gonna love those plugins, okay? So if you're an engineer, if you are a writer, producer, or whatever the case may be, those plugins can help you out. And they're free. Why? Because it's Freebie Tuesday. So with that being said, this is Big H signing off. But make sure, hey guys, come on, push that button down below to subscribe, because I would love more people checking out this information. This is some great information. I would love hearing your comments, your ideas, and if you have any suggestions on anything. I'm just getting started. This is just the beginning for me. So come with me on this journey, okay? With that, this is Big H signing off. Until next Freebie Tuesday. I'm out.